clouds today. I was hoping for more sunlight to do all the captures and stuff. And what did I read today? Without thought of captures, how about this? You know, in a lot of places, they treat drones like some kind of weapon, for example. It's so over the top. But imagine this, where if you purchase a drone, because I guess people consider it as a weapon of sort, you can get life in prison? If I'm reading this correctly here anyways. This one says, Myanmar jails filmmaker Shin Daewe for life for buying a drone. Imagine that. Award-winning Myanmar documentary filmmaker Shin Daewe is serving a life sentence on charges of illegal possession of an unregistered drone, a criminal offense under the country's anti-terrorism law. According to news reports, Shin Daewe was arrested on October 15, 2023 while picking up a video drone she had ordered online to use for filming a documentary, according to a U.S. Congress-funded Voice of America report quoting her husband. Police interrogated the journalist for nearly 2 weeks before charging her and transferring her to Yangon's Insane Prison, KO told VOA. Shin Daewe was tried by a secret military tribunal and was denied legal representation during the proceedings, the VOA report said. What in the world? Isn't that easy to tell? Like what kind of drone they're using, for example? It says on January 10, 2024, Shin Daewe was convicted under Section 50J of the anti-terrorism law, a provision that allows for life sentences for financing terrorist activities, news reports said. KOO told the U.S. Congress-funded Radio Free Asia that Shin Daewe appeared to have been beaten during police interrogations based on reports he received saying that she had stitches on her head and welts on her arms. Shin Daewe, a former reporter with the local media group Democratic Voice of Burma and a regular freelance contributor to RFA, is known for her documentary coverage of environmental issues and the toll that the armed conflict has taken on the country's civilians, according to the news reports. Yeah, that is ridiculous if that's true anyways. Is it more about, for example, you don't want the person to be documenting the situation or showing what's going on, and so you use like these laws as a weapon? That's an example too in terms of over-the-top regulations and stuff, where people say, it's fine and so forth. You should not be allowed to abuse it, in my opinion, in ways like this, if this is all true anyways. More example, in my opinion, like when it comes to drone tech and so forth, you need common sense and logic when it comes to, let's just say, regulating it, because in situations like these, if people can abuse the law in these ways because they don't want people to do something, then that is not correct in my opinion. You should not give them even the slightest opportunity to abuse it in these ways, in my opinion anyways. And while a lot of regular people who are using drones are often, let's just say, persecuted in that way, a lot of officials are advocating their use of drones. How about this one? This one says, why Philadelphia needs police drones. Mayor Cheryl L. Parker deserves huge applause for investing in technology to improve public safety in her budget proposal, allocating $2.7 million toward police drone technology. During my campaign for City Council at large last year, I presented a plan to the former mayor, members of City Council, and the Police Commissioner titled Drone Force Philly, a strategy to utilize a fleet of drones in all 21 police precincts to fight and deter crime in a cost-effective, colorblind approach. Drones can be used to respond to violent crimes and drug transactions, allowing police to address crimes in real time. Race doesn't factor in, as drones see crime, not color, in a manner that is uniquely different from a stop and frisk approach to policing. Hey, what are you trying to imply there? Without, for example, the drone, that people are, let's just say, discriminating against people or something like that? Like when they go up and question them or arrest them? Or even how about like with a regular camera, like a surveillance camera or something? It kind of doesn't make sense actually when I'm reading that. It says the mayor's proposed investment is a great step forward. Until now, the city has not gotten serious about using drone systems to help deter crime and violence. The Philadelphia Police Department, in a memo released by the Citizens Police Oversight Commission, noted that the city has only 2 operational drones. And so he keeps on going into details on how it's a useful tool. It enables them to address things like staff shortages, and at the same time, they can get things, as they mentioned, real-time video feeds and all that. And while there are things like privacy concerns, I guess for them, it's, hey, the benefit outweighs, I guess, any type of risk or concerns in that regards, I suppose. So, are you okay, I guess, with officials using it? And when I thought actually about policing and all that, here anyways, for some reason, there's been quite a few shootings. This happened just, recently, and there's been 2, now to my knowledge, over the past few days. This one says, no reason to believe latest Vancouver shooting gang related, police say. Authorities have found, quote, no reason to believe a shooting that injured a 46-year-old man in downtown Vancouver on Wednesday night is related to gangs. Police found the victim after responding to reports of gunfire near Homer and West Pender Street around 7:50 p.m. and he was taken to hospital with injuries described as serious but not life-threatening. The incident marked the second shooting in the city's downtown core in 5 days, but the Vancouver Police Department said Thursday that there is nothing linking the 2 incidents to one another, saying, quote, there is no reason to believe that this incident is related to the BC gang conflict, nor is it connected to any serious investigations going on in the city. I think that's one of the ironies too, because I know here in Canada there was all that talk and debate about them banning, let's just say, certain types of guns and all that, even from registered people who've been using it for a while. And I even mentioned before, I don't feel any more safe, honestly, when they do stuff like that. I guess this is kind of an example. What exactly does it do in terms of stopping things like criminals from using it, correct? So who knows what will happen here, but this is not a normal sight here anyways, in terms of people going out with guns and all that. All right, see you guys later.